Right.
Thank you for joining me. My name is Derrick. Thank you for joining me for this video segment of addictMMA. And joining me today, a good friend of mine down from Miami. He is the former Titan FC welterweight champion and currently the only guy to ever put a blemish on the record of Kamaru Usman, welterweight champ at UFC. My buddy Jose Caceras. Jose, how the hell are you, man?
I'm doing awesome, bro. Absolutely blessed. Can't complain. Very thankful.
Right on, man. Yeah, I watch you on the Instagram and stuff. I noticed recently you've got some custom gloves with your names on them. I want some of those, man. I want some Jose Caceras gloves.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it was a surprise gift, you know. It's just like, especially after coming off of a loss, you know, I was kind of like expecting to be forgotten already, but somehow the world just keeps me relevant, and they bought me some gloves from VSL fighting equipment, which is great equipment, by the way. And you know, Kamaru Usman keeps staying successful, you know, and keeping me relevant in the MMA world.
Yeah, right. As long as he doesn't get beat, people still are knocking down your door, I guess. Because I know, I mean, I've looked across the internet, man. Everybody's talking about it. Like, you know, you're like the golden child of MMA right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like the modern day, like Buster Douglas, if I can, like, you know, compare it to anything.
Well,
you know?
I mean, Buster Douglas got really lucky on that fight because Mike Tyson was not in
the
element.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
that
you
I
got
get called
lucky
all the time, though. Like, everybody's like, Jose, you're so lucky.
Is that why you changed it to No Way Jose?
Yeah, no, not me. That was like one of my clients I was training. He was like, man, you know, I would love to market you. You know, man, if I would have marketed you, I would made your ring name No Way Jose. And I was like, damn, that's pretty awesome. Thank you. I just changed it, you know, just for his sake and for mine, because I liked it. You know, I just rode with it for a little bit. It's just a ring name.
Yeah, right. Well, you're Jose Caceras, and that's all that needs to be said about that.
Yeah.
Speaking to the time you beat Kamaru, we don't have to get too much into it. I know you've done your publicity. I've read the articles, and they're great. But to hear it from you would be greater. What was that like? I mean, because I know I read in the article that nobody really knew who he was when you had the opportunity to fight him. So if I'm remembering the article correctly, it was kind of like you didn't know. Nobody knew that this guy was a power wrestler, and you went in there and just fought your own fight because you didn't have anything else to think about. And I think that's what helped you win. Because like nowadays, I mean, especially from my chair, I'm just a fight fan. But Kamaru Usman seems to be this powerhouse of wrestling that nobody can defeat. Like his ground game is above everybody else's. Yet you're the guy that walked out of there choking him out. Like, do you think if you'd have known his abilities better than what you did at the time, do you think that would have changed your fight plan? And maybe it was better that you didn't know who he was because you were just maybe more comfortable and just able to go in there and do your own thing.
You know, like, this is where, like, everything is going to, like, sound crazy, but you're going to have to understand this. Up to the fight of Kamaru Usman, I was coming off of 3 losses. Okay. When I was in those 3 losses, it was because I was going into those fights with that style of mindset. Like, I don't give a fuck who this guy is, and I'd rather not know about this person. And I ended up not having that great success versus when I become like almost like a student of the person that I'm going to fight, like my first 3 fights. In comparison, my attitudes changed just because I thought like maybe that wasn't like the turning point of every fight that I won, and then the turning point to every fight that I lost. So going into the fight with Kamaru Usman, actually, I went into that fight researching Buddy for a while, because like I got word to fight him through George Delanova from CFA. I believe he was the matchmaker promoter, and he was like, "Hey Jose, there's somebody that nobody wants to fight, and you know the guy's undefeated, you know, in his amateur record, one professional fight, you know, he's like 1-0." So I was just like, but nobody wants to fight him, and I was just like, why does nobody want to fight this guy? And I'm training at American Top Team in Kendall, and I'm there with I believe like Yoel Romero just finally flew in to Miami. We had Manolo as my striking instructor. My brother was there. You know, a lot of other people were there, and we were just training, kind of like in this organized like camp style training, which like I was used to having in the past, in my like in the earlier in the start of my career, in my first 3 fights. And you know, when I looked at his videos, I was able to retrieve about 2 to 3 I believe it's three videos of him, like his only pro fight and 2 of his amateurs, and he knocked everybody out. So I was like, damn. So I'm going against like nobody wants to fight him because he knocks everybody out. And I look at his record,
right?
Yeah, I'm like, either he's no, but then I find out that he's a collegiate wrestler. So I was just like, oh man. So we also wrestled like in the same area. You know what I mean? Like kind of like in the north, I believe the Midwest. You know,
Okay.
he's from Nebraska. I wrestled in St. Louis, Missouri, in a JUCO college. So I was like in the same circuit with Colby Covington at one point. So I knew about Colby Covington, you know, and then when he made his, you know, mixed martial arts debut, and I remember him like, you know, competing and stuff, I'm like, man, what a small world. Like, I mean, I run into all these people that I've like, you know, that are like now doing the same thing, that we're all doing the same thing. So it was just awesome to see, you know, familiar faces, except for Kamaru. He wasn't familiar to me, but I knew of his record now. So going into that fight, I just prepared like I'm supposed to, man. I did my conditioning, you know, I ate right, I fucking trained, and I went in there thinking that like I gotta win these $1,600 because my daughter's about to be born, and you know I gotta have something when she comes out. So I have to win this fight. So I went. I've been meditating, been listening to frequencies, balancing on poles like the Karate Kid.
Okay.
Straight up. Yeah. Like
What do you
straight
mean?
up.
What do you mean listening to frequencies? Like certain vibration sounds that maybe put you at
Yeah,
ease
it's
or
getting more
relaxed?
popular nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, but I've been on this for a minute. Yeah, like listening to different frequencies that are just not out of the typical norm of like, you know, rock and roll, rap, which is all
Right.
good too, because I listen for it lyrically, because I believe the voice is actually the most freeing instrument, you know, that you can calibrate, you know, any frequency to, versus like, you know, such as like a guitar or a drum is always, it's already structured to a frequency that you can only tune it to.
Right. You've got a
So
ceiling you can't go past. Right.
yeah, so but with your voice and the words, you know what I mean, that goes past. That's
Yeah.
our freedom, and that's why our freedom of choice, I mean, a voice, is super important, you know. So I was listening to a lot of frequencies, and that was like I was believing in a lot of other things, and just having belief that I was just the best. You know, that's becoming another unpopular statement. Like you just saw
Yeah.
2 fighters, right? Like
Brandon Moreno and Rose Namajunas both before their
Namajunas,
fights
right?
were in
Yeah.
there saying, "I'm the best."
Because those are, that's the word in their voice, bro. Like it doesn't matter if you say it in Spanish, it don't matter if you say it in English, it don't matter if you say it in Chinese. It's just like if it's in your mind, you know what I mean? The word, it's like, okay, it's like it's not the sound, it's the sound, the word, it's a lot of things that kind of they're like a chain link to each other, but they're not separate. It's all one.
Huh.
It's a very cliche to say, but damn, there's no other way. You know.
Right. Yeah. You basically are putting yourself.
So like I thought I was the best. I'm
best.
like, I can't lose, and like my brother, I don't want to lose in front of my brother, and I don't want to lose in front of my mom. I don't want to lose. That I was in that kind of intention where like I don't want to lose, and I am the best. I know I'm better than this guy because I have 6 pro fights. This guy has 1 pro fight, so I was just like, I'm better than this guy. That's the essence of the mentality, I guess, as primal as I was thinking about it with my ridiculous human mind. You know, I was just saying like, I'm gonna beat this guy, and I don't care if he thinks he's better than me with wrestling, because I feel like I've jujitsu'd a shit ton of fuck wrestlers out there that just try to like, you know, lay and prey on you, just like wait till the time runs out, like, all right, yeah, I'm the best. And they're like, yeah. And it's like, you are the best. You fucking beat me in a game, dog. Good shit.
Right.
But guess what? Dog? Like, I bet you me and Nate Diaz could probably agree. If it was for the long run, you know, you'll get finished.
Yeah.
if there's no time limit, you'll end up dying.
And, you know, because of Nate Diaz, now people are talking about 10-round MMA fights. Could you imagine Jose fighting 10 5-minute rounds?
It's like it'd be like the most serious Shark Tank you could probably be
ever. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like. 25, 30 minutes versus an hour's worth of fighting. Like to fight one guy for an hour, that would be insane. I think the Diaz brothers are.
Nah, but me and my brother done that. Me and my brother done. Yeah, bro, we fought for hours.
Well, I mean, brothers will do that, yeah. But I mean, for me, being on the sidelines, I'm not a fighter, Jose. I've trained with a lot of guys that have come up in the old school, but I was never a fighter. I'm just happy that I got to be there, and I was more like a volunteer punching bag. But I still can only do volunteer punching bag work for maybe 3 rounds, and after that, I just wanted to go home and cry. It was just too much for me, man. But you guys with your damn 5 and 7 and 8, 10, 12 rounds in the gym, and then you go, because I know that training is supposed to be harder than the fight itself. You're supposed to train for all that in camp. And I give credit to you guys for being warriors that can do that type of thing, because it's not in me to do it. That's why I'm sitting in front of a microphone talking to you, instead of going in the cage and punching you, because it's not going to happen, not for me. I can fight a guy out on the streets here. We'll do that just fine. Give me 3 good minutes. And after that, I'm done. If I don't finish the fight, I'm probably going to be done. That's it. Yeah, no, I've got 3 good minutes in me. That's about it. I got a couple of jiu-jitsu moves, and I got a good right and left hook. That's about it. And then once that's done, I'm done. I so much respect to all of you guys for that. I know you haven't been in action since like November, I think last year was the last time.
Yeah.
Are you planning on getting back at it anytime soon?
Yes, I am. I'm planning on August, maybe mid-August, late August, just to give me some time.
Right on.
To prepare and feel settled in. My brother just opened up his gym, the Hidden Lotus, with our jiu-jitsu instructor of Zen Jiu-Jitsu, Enrico Coco.
Yeah.
So we're out here in Kendall, just, opened up shop and just basically, rounding up the troops and just getting our work in little by little. Like tonight I'm going to go train. Right now I'm working on my house. I just bought a house.
Congratulations.
Well, I mean, I didn't really buy the house. My dad bought it for me.
Still, congratulations.
Yeah,
I don't own a house.
Working on this shit right now, bro. Like,
nice.
This shit came with carpet. Fucking, I started like, I had to rip out the carpet and start installing vinyl floor. It ain't much, but it's all right.
It ain't much. It's a pretty sweet setup.
Yeah,
I love the wood floors, man.
Huh?
I love the wood floors. I love the windows.
Thank you, man. Yeah, this is the master. This is my daughter's room. I'm here doing the hardest motherfucking shit, dog. It's like cutting these things into the size that's left in the closet.
Huh.
Yeah, bro. That shit's ridiculous. So
this is like doing all that yourself?
Yeah, bro. I did everything, man. I painted, primed, baseboards. Got these fucking sweet baseboards right here.
Nice. Well, that's flush. That's clean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning about all this shit. Like, I was watching YouTube videos on how people do like caulking. Yeah, dude. I don't know any of this shit, dude. Like, I had like undercutting like certain pieces of wood. Had to go out to Home Depot 100 times, buy a fuck ton of tools.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you can learn just about anything on YouTube nowadays, it seems like.
Bro, it's like the internet can make you an expert on anything. Like, I'm an expert in 10 minutes.
That's how I learned how to do all this setup. Because if you remember a few years ago when I used to broadcast at that radio station, that's how I met you. Back then, all I had to do was be a talent behind the microphone. I didn't have to worry about shit else. And doing this by myself now, I've had to learn how to work computers and programs and put them together so that the green screen works with this and through that. So much crap. I had to watch a lot of YouTube as well to figure that out.
So that dude Elon Musk is really onto something, man. He's like, yo, the information's out there. You gotta just put on the cojones and go out there and look for it.
Love Elon Musk. That guy, I could listen to him talk probably for eternity. That dude is so smart.
He's so smart, man. He's cool as fucking. I mean, no matter what his agenda is or whatever anybody's fucking agenda is, it's like every individual, they have their. You got to give credit when it's due, man, because they really took the consciousness to the next level.
Well, he's shooting rockets into space, but he's got a Tesla out there flying around in orbit or something, or flying towards the sun. I don't remember which one it is. He's talking about putting people on Mars in a few years before like NASA and everybody else does.
Yeah.
Like the guy's insane. He's basically Tony Stark of real life.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for him to create a goddamn Iron Man suit. I'm surprised he doesn't have one yet.
Shit, it will change. All of a sudden, it's gonna be like that fucking anime with like mech boxing and shit, bro. Where people are gonna be like half cyborg, half robot fighting each other.
Yeah, no, I believe me. How many movies have we watched? Like, there's what was that Chappie, where they digitized consciousness and put it into robots, and then you could.
Oh, whoa, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, and just like that TV show, what was it called on Netflix?
Talking about with the little disc in the back of their
the stacks in the neck, which is basically your digitized consciousness.
Yeah,
dude, to actually kill a human is to kill that stack and rip it out of their neck or whatever. Yeah, dude, that's a crazy show. First season was awesome. Second season got a little bit weird for me, but first season.
No, it's not that it's weird. I just believe like the first season always intrigues like one's imagination, and then all of a sudden they take that imagination and they put like the same old like play behind it, like the same drama, female and male drama, the whole Zeus and Hera drama. You know, like it goes back to like antiquity, bro. Like it's just you can't just say that like these stories keep repeating. You know what I mean? The idea of the imagination, the sci-fi, that shit is the Matrix was fucking awesome.
Matrix was awesome.
Yeah.
And now you got guys like Elon Musk saying we're living in a simulation, and that's the best way to really rationalize this realm that we live in, is that we're actually in a simulation right now. To me, that makes me think that probably we live actually in like a two-dimensional realm somewhere. We're just a bunch of flat lines, just like hanging out next to each other. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You know, and then we put on this virtual reality that sends us into this 3D realm, right? And then we open up, and yeah, that's kind of what it feels like to me. I don't know. That's just an idea that I've had.
I think you're like onto something called like holographic universe, right? Like kind of like over things that are overlapping each other. And when you see it like this is our reality. Like, you know what I mean? But it's actually could be something like this.
Yeah.
Right. But it's about, then again, it's all perspective, right? It's like how you're seeing it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that said, I was watching. I think I was watching Joe Rogan Experience one time with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Neil deGrasse Tyson had said that Monsters Inc. got the fourth dimension correct out of all the movies in the world. That's like the one scientific thing they did correct. That little kids movie where the monsters could open a door, go into another world, close the door, and then take the door home with them. You know, I never watched Monsters Inc., but the way he described it. But he also said, he was like, just imagine this table, and we can lay our pieces of paper out on it mosaic style. And if you're like an ant living in the 2D world, you can only see that 2 dimension, but we have 3 dimensions. So we can stack the paper higher, right? To make to add to another dimension, another level. But that poor little ant down there doesn't know it. He can't see it. He only sees that, oh God, this is the only place I have to go. So I guess the fourth dimension for us is kind of like that. Like it's there. We're just not on the level to see it.
Damn. Yeah, man. Now it feels like you're also talking about the spiritual body, right? Like kind of like there's different realms of, we have different bodies. Like we're still like what is a demon and what is an angel is all within us.
Right.
You know,
I believe that. Totally.
Right. And then like an angel that's guarding you is actually yourself, guarding this physical self in the plane that you can't see it, kind of like the way they would describe it in biblical terms, right? Like a man in the clouds, right? Like, but you are also the man in the clouds and the sun.
And I find that the ego is probably the best interpretation of an actual like Satan or adversarial. You know, like if there's good and there's evil, you say the angel lives in us, we are our own guardian angels. Same with the ego. The ego is our devil. That's the one that's trying to swindle us and tell us, you know what, hey man, just because Jose got those cool gloves doesn't mean I don't deserve to have cool gloves. Who the fuck is that guy? You know, and that's the ego.
Yeah, that's like
it's in all. Right. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. That's a different take.
Thank you, man. I mean, like it's just I'm glad I'm since we were setting up this like interview, you know what I mean? Like for a while, bro, like I just been spending a lot of time alone moving, you know what I mean, and working on my house. You know, but it's freaking, it's like, it's good to like, you know, share ideas and stuff that I've been, you know, I guess, how can you say, contemplating on, and I'm sharing them with you. Thank you.
That
Derrick.
is great. Yeah, because like I will tell people all the time, just because I give advice or an idea to you doesn't mean you have to believe it or even accept it and heed my word. Really what that's for is my brain works the way it does. And I've only got the thoughts that I have in my brain. So sometimes I need a guy like you or somebody else to give me advice or an idea to plant an extra seed thought. That way I can grow new thoughts that I wasn't already growing on my own.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's good to share, man. I'm glad to have you on today. This is so exciting. I missed you so much, dude. It's been a long time. And my buddy Alex and I, not your brother, but my buddy Alex, Alexandrovich Unleashed Photo, you can find him on Instagram. Basically, he was a fighter back when it was Valley Tudo and NHB, back before it was totally legal. He stopped doing that to get a college education and become a career man. What a loser. But I don't even know. I'm just joking. Alex is my best friend, but he follows me around with a camera now, dude. So like on a YouTube channel or anytime on my Facebook, you see those cool little montage videos that were put together. That's all my buddy Alex, Alexandrovich Unleashed Photo on Instagram. Anybody can go there and check him out. He's a phenomenal artist when it comes to photography and film editing. But we're heading to Tampa, I think next month, because we were just in Clearwater the other day for an amateur fight event. And we're going to go back to St. Pete and Tampa later next month to I think meet up with Chris Lytle and then also to do another amateur event, talk to the fighters and things like that. But we're also kind of wanting to get down to Miami, within the next few months. We just need a good reason to get down there. You know what I mean? So when I come down, not if, when we come down there, I'm going to have to connect with you because the last time I was down there, and I don't know how much we can talk about here, the last time I was down there, I got to hang out with you, and I don't remember what the fucking place was you took me to, but it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. That outdoor was like the dance club, and then there was the herbs and the chaise lounges on the other side.
Yeah, they took that shit out, bro. But I drove by the scene. I had memories, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that place called? Wood Lounge or something like that.
Windward Yard or Woodland.
Windward Yard, yeah.
Is that it? Did I get that right? Dude, that was the coolest place. And you were like, bro, you don't know where you're at right now, do you? And I was like, I guess not. We fucking Dade County. Let's party, man. So that was a great time, man. Yeah. So definitely we're going to have to try to plan that. And you'll have to find something for us to do. As soon as I let you know in the next couple months that I decided to come down to Miami, I'm going to hit you up and you're going to figure out what we're going to do for fun. Because I don't know Miami.
All right.
For like 5 years.
I know, man, but it's like I'm like 34 now, and I don't even know what's fun anymore, dog.
I don't either. My buddy and I, we go out and have drinks and just watch people. We'll socialize so that we could take pictures for social media and video stuff for the channel. But it's just a different world anymore. Yeah, because I'm gonna be 40 next month, Jose. So yeah, I'm not really partying anymore, I literally will take one drink, I'll buy a drink at the bar, and I'll just hold that, sip on it, nurse it, and walk around and mingle with the people and watch them get hammered. It's more fun to me nowadays. I mean, if I'm gonna get fucked up, I'll just do it at home. That way I can get on the couch and take a nap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking to come back to action. You'll have to let me know when you're doing that because I'm looking forward to your next fight. Definitely. I'll be following you on social media, so I'll already know. I'll probably know it around the time you post it. I'll know it, and then I'll try to get you back for another one of these videos. Are you just like a free agent now, or do you have a specific company that you have to fight for at the moment, or you can just go anywhere?
No, I got sports agents. I'm with First Round Management.
No. I mean, what do you have to fight with a singular promotion, or can you go to any promotion you want to fight at this moment?
I can go anywhere, bro.
That's awesome.
I want to go into the UFC.
Right.
That's where I want to go.
Right.
And wherever else I'm going to be fighting at, just to get into the UFC.
But you're not tied down to one promotion at this point. You're allowed to kind of free agent yourself and go whoever's got the better payday, whoever wants you can go fight. If it's Titan or if is Fight Time still doing things, or are they done now?
Fight Time is done.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw Carla on Instagram one time, and she was doing real estate now, I think.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, keep us updated. I mean, what about bare knuckle boxing? You ever think about getting into that, or is that?
No, it's not worth it.
No. somebody on the internet, I saw an article the other day where they were trying to say that bare knuckle boxing is actually safer in the long run for mixed martial artists. And I just don't see how that's possible because the gloves are designed to protect your hands from being broken, not from your face getting cut from a fist.
Right. It's like I don't want to say nothing bad about bare knuckle boxing because it's a business and there's a crowd that likes that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I've
Like
still only watched a
whether they
couple of
want
their
to
fights.
say whatever they want to say it on it, this is what I see. Like you're right. Gloves are meant to protect hands and the hands from your face. Now to say that it's safer than MMA because you probably get knocked out faster and you receive less damage, blah blah blah. It's like this at the end of the day, you're hitting a man with bare fist in the face.
And you're gonna eventually break your hand.
And like if you're okay with that, hey, sign the waiver and be okay with that and get paid your millions. And there's a crowd out there that love that shit. But I'm just not into that, bro. I've done a bunch of that shit to fucking protect myself in the streets all the time. So I don't need to, showcase that as a skill for fans around the world. It's just not my alley.
See, two more things before I let you go. One, I just want to get your opinion on this whole Triller thing and these Paul brothers. I know people are saying, what are they doing right that we're doing wrong? Why are they getting paid millions? And why aren't UFC fighters getting paid millions? And for me, I think it's a business thing. These guys at Triller are just trying to line their pockets. It's not as if everybody else on the undercard is getting $1 million paychecks. And if you've ever watched a Triller event, that's not really boxing. I mean, a lot of these celebrities, they get in there are pulling punches. They're winging them. They looking horrible. It doesn't even look like a fight. I'm pretty sure a couple of them have faked the fights just because I saw a guy pretend to get hit in the ribs, didn't get hit in the ribs, but pretended to. And then he dropped and he was crying and he was rolling around on the ground like he couldn't breathe. But when they showed the slow-mo replay, you saw that the fist went right past his ribs and didn't even connect. So I wonder, is it A, maybe a little bit fake, kind of like a WWE choreographed situation where they go, hey, this is what we need to happen, and then everybody gets their paycheck. Because you got Tyron Woodley's coming up to fight Jake Paul, and I swear to God, I hope Tyron knocks his ass out, man, because I just need an MMA fighter to go in there and beat this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's putting clown shoes on combat sports by being in the ring at all. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Yeah, man. Let me think about this because the Paul brothers, I have to respect on what they're doing. I don't know much about Triller events or if they're throwing fights or not, but I know that type of shit does go on in fighting.
Right.
It
always
fighting,
has.
So.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yeah, they're making money, man. And I remember Mayweather in an interview said that he's in a level of his life in the career where he's an entertainer now, and not a fighter.
Right.
Where he could be the fighter whenever he wants, and that's when that money will be put down to fight that guy, like the real caliber boxers. But right now it's kind of like I feel like it's a mix of both, where there's it's like WWE, this is what's supposed to happen because there's really no way you're gonna unless Logan gets the lucky punch and knocks out Mayweather, what I mean? Like that's like there's really no way you're gonna really win. And every other fight that's on the card, it's like serious WWE.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter who's gonna win. It's not like in the professional world, like this in the MMA mixed martial arts world, where it's like, if you're a raw super talent, you're getting paid like 20 grand, while you might beat the champ that's like making 100 grand, and you beat the champ, he made 100 grand and you still made 20 grand, but now you're the champ and now you're gonna make the real money the next fight.
Yeah, because I think on the last UFC event, Brandon Moreno didn't. I think he was the lowest paid on the main card, or one of the lowest paid on the main card, and he just won a belt.
When you see that, that's where I think about what they're doing is nothing wrong. You know what I mean? They're making money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If they want to make the Paul brothers look invincible, and maybe they are, it's just nobody's gonna really know until somebody beats them. Hopefully Tyron Woodley can do it.
Hopefully.
you know, because like this is boxing, you know what I mean? And like it's a lot different, man. You know what I mean? Like as an MMA fighter myself, and I do all of the disciplines. You know, when you just only concentrate just wrestling or just boxing or just jiu-jitsu, you're gonna realize that like when you go against a guy that's good at that one thing, you know what I mean? It's a lot harder to, or even decent, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna be like, and you're Tyron Woodley's a wrestler that has good hands, but does he have good hands enough for the body type of a like, let's say a Logan Paul, right? Paul Logan, whatever his name is, right?
Yeah, I think something. Yeah,
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Yeah, yeah.
He keeps putting his face on my body, choking out Usman. I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He keeps sharing that meme, and I'm just happy I became a meme. I mean, like
there you go. Hey,
I always wonder, like I think I asked that in prayer before. I'm like, will I ever become a meme? And I mean, like, and I did.
your prayers have been answered. That's awesome.
But yeah, man, like, you know, choking out the champ is the shit.
And nobody else has been able to do it. I kind of feel like Jake Paul will probably, I don't know if he'll beat Tyron Woodley, but you just said it. Tyron Woodley's a wrestler who's got good hands. And now he's got to train strictly boxing. He's not going to be using those hands to set up for takedowns like he normally would in a mixed martial arts fight. So
right.
I don't know how good Jake Paul is because we only saw him throw 2 punches against Ben Askren. And Ben Askren, as much as I'm a fan of his abilities, he's the worst striker in MMA history. Like he literally is.
But you know what I'm saying? But Ben Askren fought some dangerous strikers.
Yes, he did. But he would, like a zombie, he would clack, clack, clack. He would eat all those punches, he would walk right in, put his hands out here, he'd clack, clack, clack until he was able to grab you and take you down. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have any strike defense. He didn't have good hands or good jabs. He just would run in and what's that?
I'm a Ben Askren fan.
I'm a Ben Askren fan, but he's the worst striker.
Nah, even when he was the worst striker, I never cared, bro. Like even in college wrestling, I was a Ben Askren fan. So I don't care what anybody says. Like I know he got beat by Masvidal and everybody, you know, fucked him up in the end. But at the end of the day, he got far as fucking MMA with just one talent.
Yeah. Well, no, he did. And that's why I was always a huge fan of him. I was just, as far as putting, of all the MMA fighters in the world to put in a boxing ring, he was probably the last guy you'd have thought should be boxing.
Yeah.
You might as well have put Demian Maia in there for a boxing match.
But you know, but do you think Ben Askren beat Robbie Lawler?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one because you know, Herb Dean could have stopped that fight for Robbie at some point, but then he had to stop it because of that bulldog headlock. And he was talking about, I saw him on GRE talking about the pressure that's put on the neck and that type of chokehold. So he had to stop it for certain, whatever. I mean, I don't like it, but yes, Ben Askren beat Robbie Lawler. I don't like it because I'm a Robbie Lawler fan ever since back in the day, bro, you know? But yeah, you got to give it to, I mean, Herb Dean's one of the best referees in the game too. So, I mean, if he made the decision, I have to go with his decision. That's the same as did Colby Covington get stopped too early against Kamaru Usman? There's a lot of debate there too.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of felt like it was a decent stoppage.
I mean, like I like them both, bro, but it looked like Colby had enough.
It did. It did really did.
There was enough done already. Like I'm sorry. Like they went toe to toe. I mean, he tried and he got dropped to the point where it's like he's coherent, but it's like, come on, like what else do you want? Like he was gonna literally jump on top of you and just, you know, pressure punch you to the face, and it was gonna be over. And you sat down, like you when you do this to your legs, like dude, and you sit down, it's like almost an out, you know.
That's pretty much right. Your brain has now gone to mush, and thank God for the referees that know how to see that and stop it before you get serious brain damage. So yeah, and then
tough as nails, bro. But damn, you know what I mean? It's like, but what's up with Kamaru only recycling fighters, bro?
I don't know, man. And now Nate Diaz is calling him out too. Like, hey, what are you gonna do? Just fight a bunch of dudes you've already knocked out, or what's up? So I think Nate Diaz is trying to get a fight with Kamaru.
Nate Diaz need to put me on, bro.
I'm telling you, that would be so awesome.
Diaz
that would be awesome.
Why don't you go fight Jose Caceras, nigga? And then that's it. Another meme. Another meme.
Just don't get slapped, man. That slap for some reason. Every time he lands that Stockton slap with that follow.
No, I'm not gonna fight Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz need to put me on, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like he just needs to talk shit to Kamaru and just say my name.
and just say you're
And
right.
I'm gonna come out like the Candy Man.
And maybe I'll get it. You're right. Say it 3 times, spin a circle in a dark bathroom, and pray to God you don't get hooked and cut, right? Maybe I'll go on to Twitter this week and blow up his shit, blow up Kamaru's shit with your name on it. That ought to be fun. That'll really get.
And then when Kamaru went, because since Kamaru's so famous and he has like a lot of following, once he mentions my name, that's it. That's it. Then it's like, you know, Papa Dana just got to give him what he wants.
That's how we get you in there. Then we've got to flood Twitter with, you know, how about this guy Jose Caceras that already beat your ass? Hey Dana, this is the fight. Like, we ought to just put you on it. All of us, everybody from now on. If you're watching this video, go to Twitter. What's your Twitter handle there, Jose? Do you have one?
Jose Fresh Prince.
Jose Fresh Prince on Twitter. Go to Twitter, blow up Kamaru Usman's Twitter page with Jose Fresh Prince, and that's the fight we need to see. Forget scrapping all these guys you've already knocked out. Go against the guy that did it to you the one time. So yeah, that'd be great. And real quick,
that's the only thing that makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes perfect sense. So and before I let you go, in a couple weeks, Conor McGregor's making his return for finally the first time he's ever fought in a trilogy fight. He's going to complete a trilogy with Dustin Poirier. Who do you like on that one?
I like Conor. I want to see Conor make a comeback. You know what I mean? I know probably him having a kid and having his success is probably, you know, I guess took him off the path a little bit, but I feel like he has the potential to come right back on that same path and be the old, or I want to say the old Conor again.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
More evolved, or an evolved Conor that's like, you know, that's gonna fucking, but we don't know. We don't know.
Because how hungry is he? I mean, the dude's pretty well fed at this point.
Yeah.
The Conor that we loved was a hungry, vicious Conor, and I don't know if we're gonna get that, but
that's what I'm saying. He has to be an evolved Conor, like a Conor that's already like, okay, now I know how I could starve myself or put myself through these trials in order to, you know, even though, like, let's say you have the ribeye steak at home, I'm not gonna eat ribeye tonight because I'm gonna fucking eat steamed vegetables and drink water, you know, at room temperature and go to bed. You know what I mean? Because because of the discipline, bro.
Right.
All I wear is focus. I don't take no cell phone in my workouts. I don't wear no motherfucking colorful clothing. I wear the fucking motivations on my back. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm running that lap and I pass you, you can read it. And hopefully you get inspired.
There you go. I love that shit. That's awesome. Well, we'll see what happens July 10th with Conor and Dustin Poirier. That's just a coin flip for me. I don't know which way to go. I like both of them. I don't want to see Conor because, like, I feel like if Conor loses this, then he loses probably the rest of his career. He won't be the main marquee draw that he is if he doesn't beat Dustin Poirier this time.
There'll be more. You know what I mean? He's already did his part. I'm not trying to say like he's done or anything, but I'm like, there'll be more. You know what I mean? There'll definitely be more. Look at Matt Brown. Look what Matt Brown just did.
Dude,
that should inspire you right there. You should be going like right now, like running down your street, you know what I'm saying, with your sweats on, just throwing air punches.
Well, I saw an Instagram post from Conor the other day where he was riding his bicycle without the handlebars, and he was in his UFC shorts. So I don't know how seriously he's taking it, but like you said, he's at the gym right now with his cell phone in his pocket. So I don't know. This is I don't know. I would like to see Conor win, but I just don't know. And we won't find out until he steps in there and does it. But I mean, the last fight, he almost had Poirier finished in that first round, but Poirier was able to manage weathering that storm. And one thing about Conor McGregor is once it gets into second and third rounds, his gas tank depletes. And we all know that about him. And it's almost like he kind of gives up mentally if he doesn't get a knockout soon, like quicker than as quick as he wants it to happen. So I don't know. I hope for the best. I hope that we get a great fight, and I hope that Conor can continue on because having him a part of the sport is obviously very fun. It brings money in, and it helps other fighters get bigger paydays. So for that, I hope he wins, but I just don't know. It's a literal coin flip. So anyway, man, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate the time you've given me today. Keep in touch because, like I said, I'm going to try to get down your way here in the next few months. We're going to see what's up, especially if you got – listen, I find out you got a fight in Florida, I'll probably go watch that fight. That's probably what I'll do. That'll be my traveling right there. Hey, Jose's got a fight. That's where I'm going. So, yeah, I'll just keep in touch with you, man. Let me know, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Thank you, Derrick.
Thanks, Jose. We'll talk again, bud.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Peace.